On that note, I'm going to turn to my friend Frank Gaffney, founder and president of the Center for Security Policy in Washington, D.C. Frank, welcome back.
It's great to be with you, Lars. Thank you.
So U.S. forces are going to be removed from Libya, and Libya is in big trouble. The place has been a mess since the Obama administration decided to provide the weapons and some of the information to be able to remove Muammar Gaddafi. Do we have any kind of responsibility there, or should we just say if there's not an American national security interest, we should go home, pull our guys out?
Well, I'm reminded of what Colin Powell said, and it's been endlessly quoted with respect to George W. Bush in Iraq, and that is, if you break it, you own it.
Yep.
That doesn't seem to be the case when it's the Democrats that broke it, and in this case, that's called to mind by a particularly blood-curdling statement by Hillary Clinton when she was Secretary of State. You may recall, she said, paraphrasing Julius Caesar, "We came, we saw, he died," meaning Muammar Gaddafi. And the interesting backstory to this, Lars, is that there is a document that has not yet been made public. I hope that Donald Trump will declassify it. It's a Presidential Security Directive number 11 that was signed out by Barack Obama. And I know of an individual who has actually read it, who confirmed what we've been told about its contents, which is that it was the authorization for the United States government to help the Muslim Brotherhood overthrow friendly governments. They may have been, in the case of Muammar Gaddafi, particularly unsavory, but nonetheless, he had been much better behaved since he saw what we had done to Saddam Hussein, and he gave up his weapons of mass destruction program. But the point of all of this is to say, he did that. He was a pretty reliable ally, as these things go in the Middle East at least. And the Clinton-Obama group set about to overthrow him and, if possible, to kill him. And that's exactly what happened. And as you say, it is a complete and utter mess right now. I don't see them owning it. I don't see them taking responsibility for them. I don't even see them being held accountable for it. But it's likely to get considerably worse, is my guess, because the guy who is now making it too hazardous for our troops to be on the ground is a fellow who now has the backing of the Russians and is moving into Tripoli and probably will take it over in the not-too-distant future. And that may mean that this country, with a lot of oil, by the way, moves into the Russian sphere of influence, which I think is going to be a problem for the Libyans as well as for us.
Well, and imagine this, it's not just Libya is a mess, but the example provided by Libya may have changed the tenor for negotiations with North Korea and any other country on earth that says, I'm not going to go along with the United States because the United States will stab you in the back when they get the chance, and you'll end up with your country being taken over by somebody else. Am I right? We got to say it quick because we got about 30 to the break.
Yeah, if you give up your weapons of mass destruction in the aftermath of this example, the clear takeaway is you're likely to get killed. So there's less likelihood people will do it.
Unfortunately. Frank, thanks very much. That's Frank Gaffney from the Center for Security Policy.